Okay. Got an awesome tan.
Oh, okay. So usually people go someplace warm and sunny on spring break. Not everyone. But usually, or in the summer you go someplace warm and sunny. And too much sun could not be healthy for you too. So I wanted to just go over some prevention tips with you. So the sun is hottest between what hours? Or strongest between what hours?
12 to 2.
Yeah, I like 10 and 4, but 12 to 2 would be right at the peak. So you want to limit your time in the direct sun. You could get a sunburn even if it's cloudy outside, so important to know that. Apply a sunscreen with at least 15, but I think a dermatologist will tell you much higher, probably at least 30. Pay special attention to your face and nose and your ears and your shoulders. Reapply after swimming or after sweating if you're playing, beach volleyball or whatever. Think about a hat and sunglasses, but sunglasses need to have UVA and UVB protection. And drink lots of water so you don't get dehydrated. Very easy to get dehydrated in the sun even if you're not drinking, okay? So you want to drink even though you don't feel thirsty so that you don't get dehydrated. And water's good for you. Water, Gatorade, Powerade. Probably stay away from caffeinated things like coffee and tea and soda and that kind of stuff. And one more about the sun. Let's see. Oh, I thought this is a safety concern regarding the water, because it seems like every year in the news we hear terrible things that happen with people who swam after the lifeguard was off duty and they weren't supposed to be in the water. So just some concerns regarding that. Stay within the designated swimming area and always within the visibility of a lifeguard. And listen to the lifeguard. When they say to come in, they know their stuff and they're there to protect you, so respect them in that. Know the flag warning system, and if there's a red flag, that's stay out of the water because there's strong rip tides. Yellow flag is use caution, and blue flag is it's calm water. And be aware of the rip currents. They're very dangerous. You're not supposed to try to swim against it, you're supposed to swim with it. So swim parallel to the shore until they calm down, and then you can come back into the shore. And I know that seems scary, but swimming against it, you're not going to win. You won't have the strength. So use your common sense. If the waves look dangerous, they probably are dangerous. And stay away from jellyfish. And if you do get stung by one, I probably wouldn't do what they did on Friends. Do you remember that episode? Yeah. So just see the lifeguard and they'll direct you on what to do. Because jellyfish burns sting. Okay, so you want to get medical attention for that. And, of course, if there's a storm, you want to stay out of the water and stay off the beach. Okay? All right, good. Let's do another one.
What happens on spring break stays at spring break.
Oh, okay. So what happens on spring break stays on spring break. I don't have a slide for that one, but what do you think that means? Do you think what happens on spring break always stays on spring break? Probably not anymore because of what? Yeah, technology. So what happens on spring break, everybody finds out about on Facebook. You know what I mean? So be careful, and I always recommend putting your what do you call it, like blocks or safety things on Facebook. That only certain people can
Privacy
see it.
settings.
Privacy settings, yes. I always recommend doing your privacy settings on Facebook. You don't want the world to see things. And I think, can't you also do a setting where people can't, tag you? Be cognizant of that, because you don't want something on there that's going to affect you if you're on a job interview. And I do know some online applications, right on the application, it will say, do you give permission for us to look at your LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter? And you check yes or no. So it's probably the better thing to check yes, but you want to make sure it's nice and cleaned up if you're going to check yes. Did that happen to any of you if you applied online where it said that? I've seen it. So it'll be interesting to see if it happens to you in the future. So make sure that it's cleaned up and that you do have your privacy settings on there. Okay, let's do another.
Sorry.
Trying to get it.
Wanted to bring home a souvenir, but just think it would be a STD.
Oh, we did that one. Do another one where your finger is.
When you are on the seat for hours and it doesn't smell like flowers, diarrhea.
I wrote that poem. It's when you're
Beautiful.
on the seat for hours and it doesn't smell like flowers, diarrhea. And I thought this was important. And I have a slide on this. Why might that slide be important if you're traveling? What do we worry about?
Food poisoning.
Yes, and traveler's diarrhea, very, very common. So some ways to avoid it, and it's very, very uncomfortable also. So ways to avoid it is to pay careful attention to what you eat and drink. And the thing that I like to tell students when I travel with them in the summer is to use the Peace Corps policy, and that is boil it, cook it, peel it, or forget it. So if it's not boiled or cooked, and if you can't peel it, then forget it, don't eat it, okay? So like when we traveled to Africa, we ate bananas because we could peel them, okay? If it was a fruit that we couldn't peel, and we ate passion fruit because they had like a shell on it, we sort of cracked them open. But if we were given something that you couldn't peel and it wasn't cooked, we didn't eat it, we forgot it, okay? Very, very important, because some of the bacteria that's there, our stomachs aren't used to, okay? Just like if someone abroad came here, they might, our stomachs are used to bacteria that's here, but theirs aren't, okay? You don't want to drink their water in certain places. You want to drink bottled water, so you want to buy bottled water. And you also want to make sure that the cap seal isn't opened, okay? That still has that seal on it. So well-cooked foods while they're still hot, use the Peace Corps policy, boil it, cook it, peel it, or forget it. Avoid ice, okay? You want bottled stuff. And wash your hands with soap and water would be the best, but if you don't have that, then an alcohol-based hand sanitizer like Purell. Because anything that you touch and you put your hands to your mouth, you're bringing bacteria to your mouth and introducing it into your body. So traveler's diarrhea, my goodness, feels horrible, could really dehydrate you, could make you very sick. Actually, people who travel abroad, what we recommend is that they see their family doctor and they'll give them a prescription for an antibiotic called Cipro, and you take it along with you for if you start to get traveler's diarrhea, you take this antibiotic at the first start of it so that you're not so sick and dehydrated that you would end up in a hospital in a foreign country, okay? So I always recommend get that antibiotic Cipro from your doctor if you're not allergic to it, and also buy Imodium. Okay, Imodium AD, that's an anti-diarrheal medicine that you just get at the pharmacy over the counter. So you take those things with you to prepare for traveler's diarrhea, and usually if you're prepared for it and you know what to do, you won't need it, okay? But it's the people who don't know about this, about the Peace Corps policy or bottled water, and don't bring the medicine with them, boy, it could really make for a miserable time. So good. Anybody have any questions about that? Okay, let's do another one. We only have a few more.